Okay.
Hey mamas, it's Kristen Noel, founder of the Intuitive Divorce, and I'm popping on here with my beautiful team member, Master Coach Joe Young, and we are hot off of our first class of 2026. And I gotta say, I didn't even want to talk about it until we got on here because it was so beautiful, so moving, so amazing. I was so excited and I missed this so much. And I have to say, this is how you start a new year. And I'll tell you something, the moms in this group, new moms, new to the program, coming in, sharing their stories, sharing where they're at. It's not easy for anyone. It's not easy to make the time or to make the commitment. And a lot of these women are powerhouses and they are just juggling a lot. And I used this metaphor when I was in a session the other day. It's like being a skilled server in a restaurant who's got all these stacked plates and is able to carry, like, when you're sitting at a table and you're absolutely amazed, like, how can they carry that many things? And it's like carrying so many. This is what a mama going through divorce is dealing with every single day. She's got her kid, she's got her household, she's got her work, she's got her feelings, now she's got her divorce. And it's a lot. And it's very easy for one thing to topple off. And to be able to lean in and to make this commitment to self is huge. And I know it's hard. It's usually not a muscle that is well formed because we're not really used to making ourselves a priority. And we're not used to saying, I need help and I need support. And I'm deserving of that. I'm
Mm,
deserving of feeling good, being supported, finding ways to nurture myself and to look at things differently. And it just was this gorgeous way to start off today. And, best laid plans. I had all these things I was going to say, and it was just an outpouring of women connecting and sharing where they're at in their lives, what they are feeling, what they are experiencing, and where they really would like to get to, how they want to protect their children, how they want to heal, how they want to divorce in a way that they can feel good about. And, it was just incredible to sit there and to witness them. And that is what is so incredible about this container because this is a place that is safe. We always say it's a sacred container. It's safe to be who you are, dealing with what you're dealing with, feeling what you're feeling. It's a place to release what needs to be released, to be witnessed, to be supported, to be celebrated, to be nurtured, to be, pushed back up. I, for one, I'm so grateful to be back today. And I know
mm,
you've shared that sentiment with me as
me
well.
too. Yeah, me too, for sure. And I was sitting here thinking as I was reflecting back on the class, and it's like everybody in there that's new is at a different place. And yet there's so many commonalities
Hmm.
around, what did we hear over and over again today? I wish I had done this sooner. I wish I had not ignored the red flags. I wish I hadn't ignored the things that I knew for so long that were off until it got so bad that
Hmm.
I couldn't. You know, those are the things, understanding that each person gets to the place where they're ready to get curious and then take the steps whenever it arrives for them.
Hmm.
And there's no shame in that other than to say, each of those mamas gets to the place where they say, I know that I deserve more than this, better than this.
Hmm.
And I just want to be able to do it consciously. I want to be able to do it so I'm protecting my kids. We hear all the time, I put this on hold because I was so afraid of hurting my children.
Hmm.
And what each and every one of them realizes is that staying in an unhealthy relationship is more hurtful to your children than going through and showing them that it's okay to create change when something truly isn't workable. So
Yeah, I love when you
it was a
said,
beautiful comment today.
yeah, I actually wrote it down when you said awareness is the breakthrough. That word red flags came up a lot today because in the recounting of the stories, and we've all been there, in the recounting of the stories, we look back and we see where there were red flags. Hopefully we see where there were red flags, right? So there are times where we saw the red flags, we pretended we didn't see them. We saw the red flags, we were like pushed them away. We tried to bury them. We tried to walk by them. Eventually, they're slapping you so hard in the face, that you are where you are, right? But I also said, let's look at this differently. This is not about blaming yourself, shaming yourself, making yourself guilty for what you didn't do 7 years ago or when you got slapped in the face with the first red flag. The point of the matter is, you are where you are today, and you have this awareness, and you are seeing the red flags, and they're just pieces of the story. Maybe you didn't have the ability to do something about that then. Maybe you didn't have the strength and the courage and the conviction. Maybe you weren't yet the woman who you are today able to face this. So, one woman was in tears and she just said, I felt so isolated in my pain. Because, when we are in those kinds of scenarios, we look outside of our house and it just seems like everybody's life is perfect.
Hmm.
Everybody's marriage is perfect. Everyone's life is just moving along swimmingly. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't know what's going on inside another woman or another person. So the mere fact that she said, just being in this room makes me feel so, she was literally in tears saying, makes me feel so less alone, which is just such an
Hmm.
exhale. Because the truth is, we are walking this human experience together. And there are ups, downs, and all arounds. And yes, for many mothers, knowing that they want to protect their children, knowing that they would stand between, before an oncoming train if it could mean protecting them from feeling, pain and suffering. We use that and say, okay, now use that for yourself. Do this for yourself. There was one woman that said in class today something about giving. I was always giving him the benefit of the doubt, giving him the benefit of the doubt, giving him the benefit of the doubt. They're like, great. How about giving yourself the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, I loved when you said that because it changes the narrative. It's like, oh, is that even possible? Because we're so used to, as you started this today, juggling all the plates. We're
Hmm.
so used to making sure everybody else is taken care of. And so, what about you? What about you? And in the restaurant world, you would call it being in the weeds when you get so under it all that it feels like you just can't recover. And
Hmm.
it's not oftentimes until you're in the weeds that you feel comfortable enough or pushed enough to reach out and go, help, I'm in the weeds. I need help over here.
Hmm.
And that's when other wait staff come to the rescue, right?
Hmm.
And that's what we're doing here. It's like when moms get so in the weeds that it's like, I need some support. I need some strategy. I need to understand who I am in the picture of all of this so that I can be there for my kids in a different way. That's what this group is all about.
Well, I also think what happens is when we, as busy moms in the weeds, hear the word self-care, we kind of roll our eyes. We're like, I don't have time for that. I'm not a lady of luxury. I don't have time to like whatever it is. You know what I mean? But nothing could be further from the truth because let me explain to you, self-care does not have to be all about green juices and spa, although all that's great. But it's really about micro steps. And self-care is also strategic. Self-care is boundaries. Self-care is conscious communication. Self-care is really learning to honor yourself and move in a new way so that you can move in a new way in your life. It's not
And
just about
self
your
care
divorce.
is giving yourself the benefit of the doubt,
Right,
right?
right,
Just
right.
what you were saying.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of it.
And when we do that, we can show up for all the big decisions, the triggering conversations, the tough stuff that's going to happen in divorce. So
Yeah.
this is where self-care is not, it's not like, oh, I'm taking on another thing. I don't have the capacity to take on another plate. I can't carry anything else. It's not about that. It's like how we have to rewire how we are telling this story to ourselves. We matter. We are not another plate. You are the mothership. You're the foundation. Everything is standing on. We know ourselves. Like I started class today. And I said, this is like a national holiday. I slept for 11 hours last night. I don't know, like when the last time I ever slept for 11 hours. Just take that for example. When you sleep for 11 hours or 8 hours, I'd be happy with 8 hours, right? But it's like when you get a good night's rest, it changes everything. It changes how the world feels. It changes how you view something. It changes how you have more bandwidth. It changes how, you're going to respond to something. Contrary to that, showing up screeching in on two wheels, a frazzled mess, what's going to happen? I'm going to lose it on my kids. I'm going to get triggered. I'm going to react. I'm going to say regrettable words. I might take regrettable action. None of it's the end of the world. But it's just going to create more chaos for you. So self-care is mitigating those situations. Self-care is honoring yourself, nurturing yourself so that you can get through this divorce. Divorce is hard.
Yeah,
There's no sugarcoating that. A lot's going to come up, but how are you going to meet that? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to make it work for you instead of take you down and topple all those plates?
that's right. You have to refocus your attention on what it is you need
Hmm.
first and foremost, because you're the common denominator in all the parts of your life. We talked today about how, yes, the things that you're going to learn in this group are going to help you in divorce, but they also help you in life, in work, in family situations outside of your immediate family, in friendships, in every future relationship. And so the self care piece of it is first and foremost, because
Hmm.
without you, there is no rest of it, right? It's
Right?
like without your health, without your well being, without your regulated nervous system,
Hmm.
without your beautiful choices and decisions and desires and all of that, the rest of it doesn't matter. So it does have to start with you. And so it was beautiful today to watch these mamas show up and recognize that how much they were already aware of and how to start to pay attention to the little things, keeping in mind that the things that are going around them are great information. They're going to learn how to parent differently. They're going to learn how to co parent potentially differently. You know, they're going to
Hmm.
learn how to really have these life skills
Hmm.
that they're going to gain throughout a tough divorce process. And there's nothing more important than that. To your
And
point, divorce is hard. So how
yeah,
you do it matters.
well, and the bottom line is they're ready. They were ready to say yes. It just made me so excited because I know,
Mm.
listen, we're emerging out of like a holiday marathon. And here we are. It's like, all right, gearing up, new year, new you, 2026, here we come. And everybody's just like, whoa, I'm depleted. I'm fried. I no, I needed 11 hours sleep. They are ready. It makes me so excited that these women said yes to themselves.
Yeah, because it means they're going to say, I'm not going to spend another year like the
Hmm.
one I just
Hmm.
had.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Hmm.
It's time. And
Hmm.
so it's such a beautiful time of year to step in and to say, yeah, now's the time. I want something different. It's never going to be easier, but you get to do it with a lot of support in this group, with a lot of information, with a lot of strategy, with a lot of heart and a lot of love. And so, there's no better way to enter this coming year than taking care of you, mama.
Hmm.
Period.
I love how you said that though, also because there's so much that gets unpacked in class. And even though the stories are so different, the circumstances are different, everybody's in a different place, there's a common theme that comes up. And I think you mentioned this earlier, which was, I wish I had done this sooner.
Mhm.
And everyone has that story. I knew this 7 years ago. I knew this when, or da da da, or this happened, or that happened, or whatever. We can let that all go because we're here now. We're here now. And making a commitment once a week, aren't you worthy of that? Aren't you worthy of stepping into a container where you are just safe to let it rip? Just to feel what you need to feel, release what you need to release, allow what needs to be seen, to become, to heal, to dream, to support another woman. It's a beautiful, beautiful group. First of all, I wish it was around when I was going through divorce. I wish there was a group like this. There was nothing of the sort at the time. I'm 20 years out of my divorce, but it is just absolutely glorious to witness what happens in that container when you get like-minded women together who have a goal and that is to divorce differently. It's to divorce smarter and to heal faster and to protect their kids and to reclaim their lives. It's time to come alive, whatever
That's
that
right.
means for you.
Yep. Nothing you can do about the past 7 years at this point, but you can
Hmm.
do something about the next seven.
Hmm.
And you just think, wow, what I have in front of me, if I can cross that line, is going to be so different when you have the tools and the strategies to make it different, right?
It's the gift to self, but what it really is also the gift to your children because
Yeah.
you are the steward of that ship, no matter what's going on the other side. You know, we were talking about that today. If your spouse or soon to be spouse, ex is weaponizing the kids or keeping them in the chaos, I mean, that's really unfortunate if you can't get them on board with you. But you know what really matters is that you're not doing that and that we're going to get you through that. We're going to help you with those tough conversations and those tough encounters and those surprise attacks because creating safety for your children and keeping them out of the chaos is the greatest gift that you can give them.
Yes. And you and I both have the beautiful advantage of having incredible adult children that we
Hmm.
have built strong, healthy, awesome relationships with. And that doesn't happen by chance.
Happy
It
thoughts,
happens,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. It happens because we took the time to do the work for ourselves
Hmm.
on us, but also learn the strategies of how to be able
Hmm.
to show up and parent differently. And man, the rewards are lifelong. I know you talked a little bit about that today in class too, this incredible trip you took with your son. And we want that for everyone to be able to have that kind of relationship. But we have to be taught how. And most of us were never taught that.
And I love that you brought that up also because it's one of the things I love to remind mamas is that, and I do share that. I share that I just came back from this wonderful trip with my 25-year-old son, and he's like one of my favorite people to to travel with. And I have this really great relationship with him. And that doesn't mean that I like have had this perfect life and this perfect relationship with him. I've been a mom and we went through some tough stuff together.
Mhm.
But what I love to share with them is that you are building that relationship now. You are setting the boundaries. You are imparting tools. You are making them feel safe. You are letting them know who you are, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. You are putting guardrails around them. You are ushering them into being young adults. And you are setting the groundwork for this beautiful relationship that's ahead.
Yes. And believe me, if you think you're hiding things from your kids, if you think they don't know what's going on, I mean, they know. Energy does not lie.
Yeah,
How we
absolutely.
show up doesn't lie. And so it doesn't matter what you're saying to them, it matters who you are. It matters how you're showing up. And so if you think that going through a divorce is going to be the hardest thing for your kids, all I can tell you is time and time again, we see the evidence, first of all, with ourselves, second of all, with the women that come through the program, that is simply not the case. What is more harmful to them is pretending, is not being honest, is
Hmm.
not showing up in the fullness of who you are, because that's who then they learn to be, are humans that can't show up in the fullness of who they are and trust themselves. And so it starts again, same conversation we've been having since the beginning of this time together, is that it starts with you. It
Oh,
starts
yeah.
with you having the courage to step up and say, it's time.
And as you always so beautifully remind us, if you don't make it safe for yourself to have feelings, how can you make it safe for your children to have feelings? And I think that's a really beautiful way to leave off today. Make it safe to have feelings, Mama, for you. Make it
Yes.
safe to be supported during a really difficult time. Say yes to you. Say yes to nurturing yourself and allow your worthiness in. Because when you allow that in, what you are doing is modeling for your children. It is safe to feel. It is safe to be. It is safe to be worthy. It is safe to have needs. It is safe to have boundaries. It is safe to be the person I want to be. And so that's why this is so important. And this is how you mitigate unnecessary suffering.
Yeah.
So, again, my heart is full. It was an absolutely beautiful class. I am so excited to be back in our group coaching, back going. Joe is like just coaching everyone with boundaries and nervous system regulation and really imparting gorgeous tools that are helping moms, and the moms are now able to help their kids. And it is transforming their experience of divorce. So I could go on and on and on and on, as you know, as I do, but I hope that in some way, just this little snippet of us sharing what happened today will inspire you to know that, you know what? No, it's not January 1st. It's January 7th or January 8th or 9th or 10th. It doesn't matter. Your new year starts today. It starts when you say yes to you and to divorcing differently. And if you're looking for a better path to a better divorce, it's an intuitive divorce. And we are here. If you are not already on our newsletter, please head over to our website at intuitivedivorce.com. Get on our newsletter. We have tons of stuff that we put out every week. Our podcast, our app, our programs. Please do whatever you need to do to say yes to you, to support yourself through this. You do not have to do this alone.
That's right. If you're in the weeds, reach out for help. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So thank you for another gorgeous class. I'm so
Yeah,
glad
I'm
to be
so I
back.
know, me too, me too. We have so much to look forward to and so much
Yeah.
we'll continue to share.
Yeah,
So,
it's just so inspiring. And it's so inspiring. I'll just leave you with it's just so inspiring to see women share their hearts and to
mhm,
share their stories and to just lean in even when they don't know what next step to take. This is where we just wrap our arms around them and we guide them. Now, listen, mark my words, we are diving into divorce strategy. We're diving into how to have conversations, how to manage your team, how to talk to your lawyer, all of that. But remember, it all starts with you.
yeah. So glad you're here and so
Mm.
glad to be back.
Oh, you too. And we will see everybody next week.
All right. Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody.